Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Anna Vanila Arts. I am Anna Vanila, and on this channel I share absolutely everything I've learned over the years. Everything that I can, I share it with you. My content is all unique, you can't find anywhere else. All the patterns, everything, it's totally unique to my channel, and it's easy to do and fantastic to experience. And in this video I am doing this hat. I have knitted about 21 centimeters length. This is the pattern. As you can see, it looks like could be berries, could be leaves. It's a very beautiful pattern without being too complicated. So the needles are size number 5. The needle is acrylic yarn. I've got 86 stitches, 86 loops on my needles, and here's how I do it. The first loop I just transfer it onto the right needle. Then we do a front stitch, then we count 1, and behind the one loop we grab the yarn from behind it, we transfer it, we basically bring it forward, and then we knit this loop. So create from one loop, we create 2 loops. So front stitch, then from one loop we create 2 loops like so, front stitch, behind we count like this, bring the yarn, and then through the needle we make another stitch. So we do a front stitch, and then we grab the yarn like so, front stitch, we do 2 front stitch, we do 2 front stitch, then we do from 1 2 front stitch, we create 2 from 1 front stitch, and this is how we knit until the end of this row. Now this is the second row. The first loop we transfer it onto the right needle. When we see two loops together as a pair, we knit them both with a purl stitch. On its own, you see a purl stitch, you knit it as a purl stitch. 2 together, we knit it as 1 purl stitch. 1 on its own purl stitch, we knit it with 1 purl stitch. 2 loops together as a purl stitch, we knit 1 purl stitch as a purl stitch with a purl stitch. 2 together with a purl stitch, 1 as a purl stitch, 2 together with 1 purl stitch, 1 as purl stitch, and that's how we knit until the end of this row. It's very easy pattern, so please feel free to do so, to do the hat, and we can just create beautiful things together with the help of my channel. So please feel welcome to do my patterns. So now this is time to show you the third row. So we take one first loop and transfer it onto the right needle, and then we count 1, we grab the yarn from behind, then we start knitting this loop from the needle like so. So from one loop, we make 2 loops, 1 front stitch, 1 loop, we make 2 loops, front stitch, we create 1 front stitch, 2 front stitches, front stitch, 1 front stitch, 2 front stitches. And that's how we knit until the end of this row, and then we just knit the pair of 2 as 1 purl stitch, and the purl stitch on its own, we knit it as a purl stitch on its own. And that's about it. This is the pattern. It's very easy, it's very quick to do, even for beginners. It's fantastic. Now it's time to knit the 4th row. So we see 1 purl stitch, we knit as 1 single purl stitch, we see 2 purl stitches as together as a group, we knit them both as 1 purl stitch, like so. Purl stitch on its own, and then from 2 we knit 1 purl stitch, 1 purl stitch from 2, 1 purl stitch, 1 purl stitch from 2, 1 purl stitch, 1 purl stitch from 2, 1 purl stitch. And that's how we knit until the end of this row. And then we just do the 1st and the 2nd row, then we do the 3rd and the 4th row, then we go back to the 1st row again, and then the 2nd row, and then the 3rd, and so on. This is a very simple pattern. It's easy to do, it's easy to repeat step by step, it's easy, it's quick for beginners. So good luck in creating this beautiful, beautiful hat. This is my finished hat, almost finished, because at the back I'm going to show you, this is a stitch, and I'm going to show you how I hide the last couple of stitches. So you take the needle, especially made for knitting garments, and you follow the braid like so. You see the braid here of the stitching, you follow it, and then we make a knot. We make a knot to make sure to secure it, basically. And then we just hide it through more loops, hide it through the braids, and our hat is nearly finished, like so, nearly finished. So this is the finished hat. As you can see, this is the crown of the hat, which is circular. Is circular here. It looks perfectly done. The pattern itself, I think, is fantastic. I think you like it. You will love it. To knit this pattern is just a pleasure. And this is how it looks like. As you can see, this is on the back. The stitch is here without being able to see it clearly enough, because obviously it's been done carefully by myself here. And this is a stitch at the back, which is secured with odds and ends of thread. And I love the color of it, I love the pattern, I love the yarn is fantastic. The yarn is actually acrylic yarn. It could be good for autumn, could be good for winter times, and it will just keep you warm and protected with this kind of accessory, and you will get a lot of compliments wearing it. I can guarantee you this. Let's have a look how it looks on my mannequin. My mannequin has smaller head. This hat, it's a little bit on the larger size, but it's supposed to be large because I like it to be larger, because my head is larger, is bigger than the mannequin's head, and it needs a bit more at the back, more at the front. It covers the ears nicely. The ears, this is a stitching which you barely can see it. It covers the forehead nicely. It keeps warm, as you can see. Is fantastic. So please subscribe and leave comments below and advise me, please, what would you like for me to do on my channel that we're going to make you like watching about. And you can put likes below my video, and please subscribe, and let's get friendly, creating beautiful pieces, beautiful accessories together. Why not? My accessories, my patterns are absolutely unique, so you will not going to find anywhere else apart from my channel this sort of artwork. So bear in mind, everything is unique and nobody else will have it but you, if you were to follow my patterns. So thank you for subscribing, and see you soon in the next video.